There we go.
All right.
So I guess move this back. Oh, come on.
Do you have to go back through now?
I actually don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I totally can. Okay, I don't have to go back there, but, you know, it's whatever.
Get those mad hints again.
Yeah. In the eastmost peninsula. Gotcha. Anyway, moving on. Ah, yes, more choo-choos.
You better be mad careful, though.
That was not mad careful.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not looking too good. They have a very erratic movement pattern.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
I bet you didn't see that one coming.
I really didn't. So
We're gonna make it through this.
So tell me about the whole process with you and Discovery Kingdom. Tell me about that.
Well, they've been throwing me through the loop, trying to get a job there as a photographer. And I've been there a couple of times there to sign paperwork, try and get everything sorted. So I go in and I come to HR for my orientation. And I had to come in like the full getup. It was nice. I felt really important because I was the only person with a photographer outfit on. And I'm at the end of my orientation. I got everything signed, stating that I understand all the rules and the regulations. Oh wow, they're all coming towards you.
They are really angry.
But yeah, I get through that, and then at the end of the orientation, they tell me that my background check that should have been completed the same time that my actual photography manager got it done. They should have been completed at the same time, basically.
Yeah.
But I had to end up going home without my ID, and I was not hired that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's they took your ID?
No, I didn't even go through the process of getting my ID because they told me to go home.
Work ID, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after that, I had to wait a couple of days for my photography manager to get back to me and tell me that everything was sorted now.
Yeah.
And I need to come in once again in outfit for training.
Okay.
So yeah, everything is all sorted out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've also been put through the ringer concerning the subway that I'm applying to. Because I tell you what, it's not great.
Yeah.
So I had applied. There's a subway just on the street from where I live. Cool, wow. And I went over there. I turned in an application and all that. And then they see that I'm available to work all hours.
Yeah.
So they asked me to fill out an additional piece of paperwork. Oh, jeez. That for some reason they didn't have already. You know, so they had to go fax the office and get the paperwork. Which turned out to just be an approval for a background check.
Yeah.
So they said, come back tomorrow and you can get the paperwork. So I go back the next day.
Yeah.
And, like, nobody there knows what I'm talking about. Like, the person who I talked to the first day, they weren't there. So I'm like, okay, well, what the heck? So then they say, oh, then they realize what I'm talking about. So they go back.
Yeah.
Oh, so they say, come back tomorrow, right? So I go back tomorrow. And then they're like, and then they tell me that they lost my application.
Oh.
And they had misplaced it somehow. So they had me fill out a second application, as well as the approval for a background search.
Did you go through that?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought I did. So then, upon
instantaneous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got the bow now, so it's fine. Yeah. So then, so I fill out both forms, both pieces of paperwork. And they say that we'll get this whole thing processed. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can for a job interview.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, that sounds reasonable to me. So then I assumed that it would take more than 24 hours to get a background check approved and processed, right? That is the incorrect assumption. because I had gone over to Vallejo to visit Jess for the weekend. So then I turned in the background check approval on Friday. Saturday morning, they call me at 9 o'clock for an interview at 10 o'clock, which they're supposed to call a few days in advance. So I tell them I can't make it, unfortunately. And then they say, okay, no problem, we can reschedule. We'll be in touch. So then...
Seems like poor planning on their part.
A little bit. So then they called me back a couple days later. And then, I go over because they had called me, I think it was a Thursday. And they said, call back and we can talk about your availability for a job interview.
Yeah.
So I tried calling the number back, but for some reason it was like disconnect. Oh, it's the Wallmaster. The phone. It was like I got a fax tone from the number that they called me from.
Oh jeez.
Alright.
Oh.
I got.
Hey, look. It's our old buddy, old pal. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, this is the way you do it.
This is like the most effective method.
Yep, we did it.
Yay!
Woo, beat the dungeon.
And unlike other Legend of Zelda games, you only needed one heart piece to get another heart.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, I mean, you get in all the other games when you complete a dungeon, you get a full container. So I think there are other heart pieces around somewhere. Now comes the fun part of trying to find the dungeon 2.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh.
Anyway, so I go over, because, like I said, they're right down the street, so I figure, okay, if I can't call them for some reason, well, then I'll just walk over.
Yeah.
And then there was one person in the store.
I don't think you have to use your boomerang on those first.
Yeah, there's one person in the store. And then they pretty much tell me that they can't help me, and that the person who can help me won't be back until the next day. So then I go back then, the next day. And then there they are, and then they say, oh, hey, yeah, so all the interviews that are already done. I can't really afford anything that we really need.
Yeah, we have bombs already, so...
Yeah. But I can give you this. But then she said I can give you this phone number for you to call and set up a job interview with this guy Juan. So and then I headed back, and then I think you had called me at that point as I was walking back, and they had called me while I was walking back to my house. Oh, dead again. While I was walking back to my house, saying, "Hey, so I called Juan myself, and your interview is now at 9:30 at the subway in the mall downtown." That was verbatim what they told me. So I looked up on Google. I googled downtown malls in Santa Rosa. There's at least 6 malls in Santa Rosa. It was like rolling the dice to see which one was the correct one.
Which one had a subway?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. And like, of course, the website, the mall website does not include a directory for any reason, for the food court at least. I was really lucky.
Well,
so then today I went over.
Oh man, they were just bouncing you.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So today I go over to what I hoped was the correct mall, which it turned out to be the correct one.
Yeah.
And I head over to the food court where I assumed the subway would be. And then there was a subway there, so that was, things were looking up.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anybody out in the front. And I saw some people, setting up in the back, so I figured I would just ask them,
Yeah.
Oh, did I just miss the heart? Dang it.
Oh, what's this? You were getting there before you died.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the shop.
No, we will not buy something. Alright, continue.
Yeah. So then I asked somebody, is this where I'm supposed to be having my interview? And they say, oh, did Juan send you? And I'm like, more or less, yes. And they're like, okay, yeah, he's typically very late, so just hang out for about 20 minutes. So I'm already kind of wary about taking this job in the first place.
Oh.
I'm dead. So then we do the interview, and this guy barely speaks English, which is fine, like, whatever. And I told him before that I had worked at Subway before and I've already had training, but that just, like, wasn't sinking in for some reason. Like, he kept saying, like, we'll train you and stuff like that, you know, we'll get your certification. I'm already certified. And then basically they already wanted to hire me before the interview had even started.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got my job at Subway today.
Well, I mean, at least you made it through. And it looks like we're out of time for this portion of the episode.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put a cap on this.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next time.